in the room. We're back in the old crafts room. Simply because it's very cold and very windy outside. Very cold, very windy. I'm trying to stay in a good mood. And I'm still got muscle cramps like crazy. Still got this thing hanging on where my muscles are all tensed up. And I think more potassium is in order. This is a show that uplifts. I was given the nickname, I guess, or a name, not the nickname, the Rizzer of Oz. And maybe it stuck, maybe it didn't. I'm making jokes about Riz. I've got my peach flavored tea that comes in a powder pack. Trying to adjust my, there we go. Now I guess the sun is in a good position right now. And I'm trying to keep up my hopes. Kingdom of Pets website is a website that is in the description of this stream. And I guess this is a show for all ages. I omitted my Naughty website from this particular stream. My Naughty website is in the ones marked adult. Because some of my subscribers, some of my viewers are under 18, and I want to make sure that those who are under 18 aren't watching stuff that are for people over 18. And I hope today I get some people joining me. It's very windy out there. And it's cold and windy. We have the wind chill factor. And this is the first day of the year. And today I guess we can talk about slang. I guess slang is what I'm learning lately. The word riz, the word gyat, the words GTG. Well, that's not really... Oh, wait a minute now. Let me see what happened. Let me see if I've got the chat activated. I really do like my chatters. I really do like those who chat with me, and I want to make sure that I can chat. I'm trying to keep this... What's up? I guess that's yodeling. Remember me? I do remember. I try to remember a lot of people who chat. And so how are you? I don't think you told me where you're from. Sometimes people are from here in the U.S. People are from other parts of the world. And your age. So I can make this age appropriate. I'm trying to make it to where I don't mix the kiddies in. You're good. All right. That looks like a... What kind of flag is that? Is that a sports flag? Hold on. Cut it off. I hate it when people call me. When I'm trying to do a stream, I always get people who want to put me on a recorded line for quality assurance and security. That's usually when I know that it's a telemarketer. I can recognize telemarketers right away. I can recognize a telemarketer. So what can we talk about today? Talk about pets. Oh, from Morocco. Okay. Oh, in the Netherlands. I've had some other people from the Netherlands chat with me. There's another person from Morocco that pops in. Goes by the name Coco. Coco from Morocco. I don't know why, but Morocco sounds like a Latin country, but it's a Muslim country. Their king is Mohammed the Sixth. The Sixth. So that's been going on for a long time. Royalty, I guess, is generational. They don't get elected like presidents. They're just next in line. Kind of like Prince Charles became King Charles. Yeah, sometimes it's French. I heard the person in Morocco talks about speaking French. She's learning other languages also. I hear she had a test. Sometimes we chat. So maybe we'll get some other people from the Netherlands. We had somebody from Denmark too. I think the guy in Denmark likes Formula One racing, if I'm not mistaken. So have you seen some of the new jokes? Extremely old? Oh yeah, it is, yeah. Ethnicity. So I guess the full moon is going to be happening pretty soon. I think next Thursday I'm going to have a full moon special. I've been trying to do that. They say people get crazy when there's a full moon. The emergency rooms fill up when there's a full moon. I guess today's going to be a lot more cheerful than yesterday. Yesterday I did a stream. It is? Yeah. I noticed that. Some people have spoken to me in Russian. I recognize some Russian writing, but I don't speak that much. I know, yeah. Thank you for that. I've had people try to chat with me in other language. You gonna give me an example? Tamazite. That sounds like a mineral, tamazite. So I guess I'm working on natural lighting today. I've got the light shining in the window, and it doesn't look like I'm sitting in the dark today. So I guess it's just you and me today. Yeah. Now I guess Google, you're able to use a microphone. You can ask Google a question and with your voice instead of typing in the question. I learned that by watching my brother when he wants to look up a video on how to do something. It's pretty quiet today. I don't hear any trains. So how are things where you are? Is the weather pretty nice? It's snowing in some places. Yeah. We'll see if she joins today. I was streaming yesterday and I didn't have anybody. So today we got somebody to talk with. Somebody will watch this later and hear our conversation. Oh, it's snowing. Yeah. Because It's amazing where snow falls up in the higher altitudes. I lived in the Sierra Nevadas in California. We always got snow-capped mountains. I noticed that too. Yeah, it was like that in California. During the daytime, the snow melts. And then when the sun is setting, there was always, the snow would freeze up. You could actually walk on the snow, walk on the ice. I remember when the river would freeze over. We could walk across the river. Everywhere. The Netherlands. I would have to do more geography searches. Because I know Denmark is near Sweden. Yeah. We used to only get it in the wintertime. That's when the only time we'd get snow. In January, sometimes December. The snow would be at least up to your knees when it first fell. I always liked that first snowfall. The first snowfall of the winter. So I guess this is my mirror also. There we go. I always try to make sure my hair isn't messy. It makes you look less crazy when you're not as messy. Try to look as sane as I can. Trying to think how I can situate my table, because I'm kind of sitting at an angle, and it makes you only see this half of my face. Yeah, it's like that here too. I think every 3 to 4 years we get a little bit of snowfall, and it's not really deep. It's just enough to stick for a while. Then we get hot summers. It's 90 degrees, but it feels like 100. Then we get the windy days, like today. Today's a pretty windy day. And we're getting some north wind. I'm going to try turning on the light here. Let's see. There we go. Let's get some light on in here. Makes it look less shady. Yeah, there we go. Artificial light. So now I'm back to 0. So now I can say I talked with 2 people from Morocco. Morocco and the Netherlands. I got what's left of my snack food. Picking through for all the M&Ms. That we can have a handful. It's funny how at the grocery store they make party mix. They mix together all these different snacks. They put them in a little container. It's a nice party mix. Some of it's M&Ms. Anyway, so you could pull up snacks also. We could have a snack together. So it went down to 0 again. Wah, wah, wah. Well, I do thank you for chatting with me for the time you did. You got to be thankful for the small stuff. For the little things, as they say in Zombieland. forgot to bring my bag of toys, my bag of instruments. I feel like a harmonica today. Maybe, there we go. Wow, even with the light on, it's a little dark. Let's see. So hopefully people liked my jokes today. Let's see if I can do it just right, because it's looking pretty dark even though the light is on. I do like looking out the window. I want to look out the window to see that tree that's outside. So I've been called underrated. There we go, that's a little better. I keep moving around my tripod because I'm trying to get the shade off my face. When I'm outside, there's a very good chance of getting sun, so that the sun can be my lighting. I'm getting very particular because it's all about quality as well as quantity. There, I guess that's better. I've got my orange hat. I pray that I get some more chatters today. Yesterday I had 0 chatters. I had nobody to talk to yesterday. And I was venting. I was getting upset about things. So, it's around 3 o'clock. I pray for my mom's safety. She's out helping all of her friends. Some of her friends are homebound, you know, because they're that age when they can't drive anymore. She takes them, or she picks up their medication for them, and there's just so much my mom does for other people, including me. I like to reward her somehow. Like I keep saying, I want to give back. I want it to be a time when I can give back. Because right now I've just been a sponge. I've been lately a sponge. And I've never been a sponge before. Soaking up resources. I'll just have to. Saint Jude is supposed to be the saint of lost causes, according to the Catholic faith. And I feel like my life is a lost cause, despite my efforts. So maybe not crying about stuff all the time would be helpful. Because I guess the harder you cry, the worse it gets. So let me know in the comments. What do you feel about your life? The harder you try, does your life get better? The harder you try, the harder you work, does your life get better? That was true for a while until I feel like I've been bumped into another. Oh, hello. We were just talking about you. What's up? You are from Denmark, if I remember right. You're the Formula One. You like to watch Formula One. I hope it's right. I hope I said Denmark, because I get some people from the Netherlands. Yeah, all right. See, my memory's not so bad. Just trying to stay cheerful, cheer other people up. I remember my brother was talking about the law of diminishing return. Like if you work really hard, if you put a lot of effort into something, you see your effort diminish. I wonder if that's the same for other people. The law of diminishing return. So I guess this is the time of year when everything's cold. Either cold or snowy. Sorry. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're back. Yesterday was kind of lonely. But yeah, it's good to see you. I'm inside now because it's cold. Cold and windy outside. So I thought, why not use the old craft room? Come inside where it's warm. I'm right here next to a heater vent, so that makes it nice. And I'm across from a window. I can look outside and see a tree. So I'm not far from nature. I'm just kind of nestled right now. I have some snacks. I'm trying to make it to where people can snack with me. Make it like an interactive. This is a play date. A little snacking interaction. We can eat our trail mix. Party snacks. So was today a work day for you? Today is Friday. I think it's, yeah, Friday. A lot of people, it's the last work day. It's always nice to enjoy Friday. Right after 5 o'clock. I guess most people get off at 5 o'clock. Then they get to party. Oh, wow. I had a sprained ankle. That's pretty bad when you can't stand up either. You got to stay off your ankle until it finally heals. But then they give you the good medication so you don't feel much. I remember when I was a kid, we didn't go to the doctor. If we had a sprained ankle, we just waited until the ankle was healed. I always tried to get up and walk on my hurt ankle. Did you step in a hole? Sometimes it's just the way you twist your ankle. We depend on our feet and our ankles and our legs to get us around. Sometimes it's bicycle accidents. Sometimes it's skiing accidents. All you can do is elevate your foot. Did you need a cast or did you just need an ace bandage? Sometimes they cast your leg if you hurt it really bad, if you break it. My aunt was walking in a field one time and she broke her ankle. And I guess they put some steel rods. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Sorry to hear you got hurt, but I'm glad it's not severe. I always like when I'm not hurt severely. It's that moment in me to go, whew, I'm so glad. It's so easy to get hurt. That's what I was talking about yesterday. It's like you could be trying to reach for something, trying to climb up a ladder, riding your bicycle, on a skateboard. Sometimes hunting accidents are really, really disturbing. You just go out hunting and then you fall out of a tree. Here in Georgia, deer hunting is real popular. Deer hunting with a bow. My brother goes deer hunting. One time he shot a deer and it didn't die, and he felt so bad. There was a movie, Me, Myself, and Irene, where a guy, I guess, hit a cow. Jim Carrey's character injured a cow and he tried to put it out of his misery. Isn't that fun? Something you could do with your dad. Just go on a hunt. I guess in some countries, nutria, there's this, it looks like a capybara. There's a creature called nutria that has a lot of meat on it. Here in the U.S., they have warthogs. Warthogs run around and people try to keep the warthog population under control. They use traps. There's actual TV shows about people capturing warthogs with traps. Sometimes they use spears. They'll use spears or rifles. I know in Hawaii they cook the whole pig. They use like a ground oven. Ancient Hawaiians did that. I guess England brought pigs to Hawaii, and they learned how to cook them for luau's. I went to a luau once. A Hawaiian family invited us to their house. They had a chicken on their roof. I guess we learned not to drink so much soda pop. They had a lot of soda pop, Cokes and Pepsis, and all those canned sodas. We drank way too much. We just love that as children, you know. We don't worry about our health. We just worry about how good something tastes. My mom is still like that. She goes, yeah, but it tastes so good. Every time she leaves the house, she comes back with cookies and cake, candies and stuff like that. I guess that's how she's passing her time away, having lots of goodies. She has such a sweet tooth. I try to eat healthy, you know, chicken and fish and ham and, you know, potatoes. Our microwave cooks a potato in like 10 minutes. If we get a big enough potato, we just cut it into halves. We share one potato, so that stretches the food more. I haven't had popcorn in a while. I like microwave popcorn, especially when I'm watching a movie. So you're just resting your foot. Did a dog bite you? How did you hurt your foot? Were you attacked? A lot of people are getting attacked by rabies. Like there was a raccoon that had rabies that went for a girl. And the mother was really heroic. I want to see if I can find that video. There was a video of a girl who was attacked by a rabid raccoon. And the mother protected her daughter from the raccoon. Rabies is a horrible thing to get. They say bats, mostly bats, carry rabies. Oh, skateboard. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. A lot of people don't wear helmets. Helmets and knee pads and shoulder pad or elbow pads. And And people can really get hurt on skateboards because you keep, the skateboard stops and you keep going. I remember when I was young, I had a skateboard. I was going down a truck ramp and I hit a rock. I didn't see the rock, I just hit it. And the skateboard stopped and I just kept flying. I guess the thing is to roll. Whenever you fall, if you roll right, you don't break anything. That's what stunt people use, or stunt people use that technique. Just curl yourself up into a ball. Sometimes it's when they try to stop the fall, they wind up breaking their arm. I sometimes don't like watching those videos where people are falling a lot or hurting themselves. It's just because I guess I'm empathetic. You know, I say, oh man, that really hurt. Especially falling off of ladders or work accidents. People get hurt during work. Construction workers. And then there's yeah, jackass. Yes, they do. They get hurt a lot. They get hurt on purpose. Steve-O does a show now. He does a show from a van. It's called Wild Side or something like that. One time he had William Shatner, the guy who played Captain Kirk, Captain James T. Kirk. He had him in the van and he was interviewing him. I never heard... Yeah, Wild Ride. That's what it's called. Wild Ride. Because he used to do Wild Boys with Chris Pontius. Him and Chris Pontius would go on expeditions with, yeah, mostly wildlife. They would just go out into the wilderness and study animals or learn about animals. And one thing is never get out of your car. When you go on a safari, a lot of people get out of their cars, especially when there's lions. There was a video I watched earlier today. A guy gets out of the car to take a picture of some lions, and the lions ate him. And it was all on YouTube. They show a lot of scary things on YouTube now. It's kind of disturbing. Crocodile attacks, lion attacks, sometimes chimpanzees. I'm hearing a lot about chimpanzees. Chimpanzees they get very jealous. One guy tried to celebrate a chimpanzee's birthday, and he brought him a cake, and the other chimpanzees got jealous and tore him apart. They injured him real bad. I guess chimpanzees are a lot stronger than we are, and they are vicious. They attack gorillas because they go after their babies, is what's sad. All these gorillas are just trying to enjoy life in the wilderness. There's the light in here. Looks like there's an angel behind me. It is rough, especially when you see dogs. Dogs try to play next to the river, and alligator or crocodiles come out of the water to attack the dogs. Little puppy dogs, you know, they're just trying to play near the water, and all of a sudden this crocodile comes out and grabs them. People get attacked by crocodiles. Saltwater crocodiles are the biggest. Saltwater crocodiles. And then in Florida, we think they're all in Africa, but they're in Florida and Louisiana. I think they did a show. They did a show about people who hunted crocodiles or alligators. Gators, as they call them, gators. What's weird to watch is the noodling. You know, they hunt or they fish with their bare hands. In the South, they have they go after catfish. They don't use fishing poles. They use their hands. They call it noodling. Sometimes ladies, you see ladies in there just go, they call it noodling. They just swim in the river and they reach down into the water and they pull up a catfish. That's hardcore. You don't need a spear. I used to do spear fishing. I'd have a snorkel on and a mask and just float around in the water and wait for fish to come by. My brother saw a shark one time. I'm glad I didn't see it. I probably would have panicked. They say that's one thing you don't do when you see a shark. When you're in the shark and there's a, or when you're in the water and a shark is approaching, you don't splash, because the shark will think that you're dinner. I guess this lady, I was watching a video. It's on my my community page. I like how they have a community page. It's kind of like the Facebook live feed, or I forget what they call it. But when you go to a channel, you click on community, and then you can. I have a lot of videos. One of them is a lady that has a. She knows a lot about sharks. She says, don't splash around. Stay as calm as you can, and when the shark comes towards you, put your hand out and push on the nose and guide the shark away. I guess they're pretty docile as long as they don't want to eat you. I hear they don't want to eat people. A lot of times they're test bites. They call them test bites. Because surfers, they look like seals from underwater. When the shark is looking up at them, they look like a seal. Because their legs are hanging over the surfboard and their arms. So they go, oh, I'm going to take a bite of that. So that's I used to boogie board. I never went surfing. And then body surfing we used to make those in school. There's body surfing pads. It's just like a little surfboard for your hand. They call it body surfing. It has little skags on it. I like scuba diving. Scuba diving and snorkeling was real fun. Snorkeling, you can stay in the water for as long as you want to. You never run out of air. As long as you keep your head above the water. But then you get sunburn on the back of your neck. I remember that. You don't feel the sun until you get out of the water. And then your neck is just burnt. Deep sea fishing is pretty fun. I went one time, if you don't mind being on a boat for a long time. I saw a flying fish for the first time. Those are very pretty fish, the flying fish. Dolphins always followed us too. When we were heading out to the ocean, you could look over the side of the boat and see dolphins. I guess they wanted us to throw fish over. Dolphins are pretty aggressive, I hear. I guess the worst enemy of the shark is the orca. They call them killer whales. They've never attacked people unless in captivity. They actually eat shark's liver. If ever a shark sees an orca, they swim and they keep swimming. They never look back, and I guess they swim until they can't swim anymore. Orcas don't look dangerous, but they are. They made a movie called Orca. I like this light back here. See that light? Looks like an angel's behind me. Because the sun is at the right angle. It's starting to set. So it's shining this light into the window. Like I should be on Slapped Ham. I like watching those videos. Do I have Riz? There are those who I say I have Riz. They just gave me that nickname, I guess. The Rizzer of Oz. Or they say, Ed's got Riz. So yeah, you must have seen one of my jokes. Never question my riz. I guess we were talking about sharks, talking about rabid raccoons. That's one thing I would never want to get is rabies, because you get hydrophobia, and your body actually rejects water no matter how much you want water. I've seen some video of that. That's one thing that we need to be thankful for, is that we never get a disease. Like there was Spanish flu, there was cholera, leprosy. They say leprosy comes from armadillos. There was this lady just saying, do not touch an armadillo. I always see roadkill armadillo. Here in Georgia, there's lots of roadkill armadillo. I guess because they're nocturnal. I never see one in the daytime. And I rarely see a raccoon either. I think I've seen a couple of raccoons. And then there's the groundhogs. Sometimes we get groundhogs. I think there's some beaver here also. Beaver are a lot bigger than you'd expect. They really like to tear down trees. Beaver's dams are pretty clever. The way they make it to where they have to dive into the hole, or dive into the opening of the beaver dam. I've always liked creatures that burrow into the ground. But then you got to watch out for snakes. Snakes like to overtake burrows. That's kind of sad to see, you know. Just a rat trying to live its life. Snakes are large. Some of them are like the anacondas. Anacondas and boa constrictors. They just squeeze you to death. They squeeze you into a bite-sized piece. And then they don't have to eat for a while. They just lay there with a big bump. Ants are pretty intimidating. I've seen video of ants. Ants will take apart like a praying mantis. They'll take apart all kinds of insects and just pull them down into the ground. I guess army ants. There's other kinds of ants. There's one tribe that makes you stick your hand into an ant funnel. There's a funnel that has all these ants in it. They're called bullet ants, I think. There's these guys that go into nature, and they let insects bite them. And then they judge how much the bite hurts, you know, the pain level. And then there's there's Japanese hornets. They catch them using these sticky traps. There's one technique where they take the hornet, they tie a little cloth to the hornet, and they follow it. They follow it with a drone to the nest, and then they destroy the nest. I forget how big those hornets are. Have you ever seen those? And then the Japanese honeybees, what they do is they wrap themselves around the hornet, and they cook it somehow. I guess they raise the body temperature of the hornet. And I guess, so I've seen that. Sometimes those hornets will invade a Japanese honeybee nest. And they'll start to gather around the hornet. And they cook it to death, which is a good defense. They all say that what is that? There's a certain kind of wax that's really good against diseases. the honeybees, they seal up their nest with this wax. And the wax prevents bacteria. Honey is a good thing for bacteria. I think the Egyptians use that. They use honey for an antibiotic. There's a lot of neat natural remedies out there. Honey and garlic. Garlic is good for you. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is another good thing. Honey, cinnamon, and I know Gerflungus. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that in a little while. Gerflungus. I hope your leg or your foot gets better. My brother just got over being sick, so hallelujah. I'll see you next time. Thank you for stopping by. Our friend from Denmark. That's where he was from. Wow, I'm getting a lot of calls today. I'm using my phone as the camera today. So I apologize if there's any interruptions. That's what I do here at Eddie's Funhouse. I just sit here and talk about stuff. People can come in and they can do some Q&A while I sit here in bad lighting. Thank you for the likes. Let me know where you're from. I'm always excited to hear where you're from. I've had some people from the UK, and just then from Denmark. Some people from Morocco. I have 2 people from Morocco show up so far. And I like to hear about their countries, where they're from, you know. What languages do they speak? Today would be a pretty day if it wasn't so windy out there. So far I have 2 likes. 47 minutes into the show. Maybe my friends from the UK will pop in today. From southern England. Also from Ireland. Be sure to check out my Kingdom of Pets website. If you're interested in learning how to train your dog or care for your pet, there's the Kingdom of Pets website in the description. And then hopefully I'll get my 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost halfway there. I noticed one person unsubscribed, which saddens me. If they just hang on a little longer, they will probably get a better show. As I progress, because I am progressing. I've been hard at this since April of 2023. I guess I'll do a little snacking before my chili cheese fries. I'm starting to like that time when the day is over. I get to hug my mother and go off to bed. Everybody should hug their mother right before going to bed, if they can. If they live in the same house, hug their mother, hug their father, give them a hug before you go to bed. I noticed my last stream, I only got one view on my last stream. Well, the one I did yesterday, only one view, and I got 27 views on the one before that. Lately, it's only been in the 20s, how many views I get on any given stream. So, if you put a comment on this video, on this stream, I'll be able to look at your channel. I'll be able to see your channel. That's what I do when people leave a comment. I click on their logo, and I'm able to see their channel. And if you want me to look at your channel, maybe comment on one of your videos, then leave a comment, and I'll be able to do that. That way there's an exchange. There's a great exchange. And so far 2 likes. We're 52 minutes in. We'll see how this goes. So I guess that's what I learned from watching a safari video. If you don't want to become lion dinner, stay in your car, stay in your vehicle. Tigers also will attack people. If you're on a safari, stay in your vehicle, just like in Jurassic Park. You know, if they ask you to stay in your car, do that, because I guess it'd be kind of humiliating, wouldn't it? You get out of your car and you're devoured by the creatures that you're trying to watch. So, we'll see. It appears someone is watching. I call this snack time. You can bring out your snacks. We can do something together. We can snack together. What's up? Thank you for joining. I'm eating a party mix. I think that's a good interaction here. We can add food. Noise! It's noise. I'm almost done. Someone left some food on our porch. Just out of the blue yesterday. Some bags of potato chips and some a bottle of ketchup. I hope you don't mind the lighting here. This lighting is all I can deal with, or all I can use right now. I have a light on over my head, and there's light coming in the window. It's air. We're on the air. We can now chat. Chatting with the peeps. Oh, all right. It's all right. It's impolite to talk with your mouth full. So I'll try not to do that. I'm kind of chilling out at the house. Hopefully tomorrow won't be so cold and windy. I've always wanted to do a show from the park. I want to go to the park. That's right. So I guess this stream isn't age restricted, so it doesn't matter your age right now, because I want to include everybody. Yeah. Here it's kind of like that too. Yesterday it was 20 in the 20s. They say in the 30s is where water freezes. I left some water outside for the cats, and it all turned to ice. They say in some parts of Canada, if you spit, your spit turns to ice before it hits the ground. They say it's not a good idea to pee outside. If you pee outside, your pee freezes. It's like that in Russia too. It's so cold that water instantly freezes. I don't know. You know what? They say that warm water freezes faster. If you go outside with the cup of warm water and you pour it, it freezes up. So that way, if you're trying to get rid of ice, they say maybe. Because I've noticed that if you want ice faster, put warm water in the ice tray, then stick it in the freezer. Pee is pretty warm. That would be kind of weird. You go outside to pee, and there's like an icicle coming out. I've never experienced that myself, but I've heard stories. We used to get icicles. I guess the stove, the wood-burning stove, causes the ice to melt. Sometimes the heat from the roof causes at night you get icicles. We used to get icicles from the roof to the ground. Pretty big icicles. Breaking them off the roof was kind of fun. You have this big old sharp piece of ice. It is. I was just thinking about that. The perfect murder weapon. Because you puncture the skin and then the ice melts. There's a lot of interesting ways people kill other people. I know Tiberius, I guess he was the uncle of Caligula. He would push people off a cliff. And he'd have people waiting at the bottom of the cliff to beat them to death if they didn't die. That's interesting. And to think a lot of that barbarism is going on. Oh yeah. Oh, you've heard about that? And then you can kill people with kindness. I've heard that. Kill them with kindness. It probably would take a long time. Yes, I have. That was actually the guy who invented the brazen bull. It was used on him. The guy presented the brazen bull. I forget which emperor it was. And imagine that. A personal fear of yours, yes. The other one is concrete shoe. They basically put your feet in concrete and then they throw you into the water. There was one torture where they put you in a sack with a snake, a monkey, and a cat or something like that as punishment, and then they throw you in the water. And then there's the bamboo torture. They did that on Mythbusters. They confirmed that myth. They were, yeah. One thing I like is the Balerian sling. They call it the Balerian sling. It's a kind of slingshot that David used to kill Goliath. And that was one of their armaments. They just had a bunch of people with that sling. And they would put a little hole in the projectile to make a whistling sound. And they say those slings can send a rock with the same velocity as a bullet, you know. So that's pretty powerful. People go hunting. They're pretty accurate if you know how to use them. And that's what they would do. They would just, they had a longer reach than a bow and arrow. I heard that their range was a lot further than a bow and arrow. So you're trying to kill your enemy with a bow and arrow, and your enemy can shoot you with a rock coming at you at high velocity. Also, the Vietnamese, they were pretty creative. They had all their booby traps. Most of them just involved sharp bamboo sticks, spikes, trip wires. That's one thing the Americans didn't know about. I think Americans, Australians, a lot of them headed over to Vietnam and learned about their methods of attack. I've heard a lot of stories about Vietnam. The tunnels that they would dig, they would put snakes in the tunnels for unsuspecting people who were snooping around the tunnels. And then they had the tunnel rats. There were just people who were small enough to fit in the tunnels. That's a job I wouldn't want to have. You go down there in a tunnel and you could encounter a poisonous snake. You can encounter an angry enemy. Yeah, that's what I mean. They were specially selected. People with balls big enough to go down into a tunnel where it's dark and you don't know what you're going to run into. They'd go in there with a flashlight and a pistol. They started making boots that had steel bottoms. The steel bottoms would prevent the punji sticks from going through. That's what I've heard a lot of people did, like in the Middle East. Yeah. Oh yeah. Backwards sandals. That's what moonshiners did. They had shoes that looked like, yeah. I think that's one of the biggest weapons of warfare is deception. They had inflatable tanks in World War II to confuse the Germans. They had inflatable like tanks and jeeps, and they would play the sound of tanks and jeeps. In Vietnam, I heard they used spooky noises. They would sound like disembodied voices. That's how they would keep people in fear. They would just, I guess, have loudspeakers playing spooky like ghost sounds, ghost noises. Clever. It's amazing, you know. And then like World War II, they had those picture bombs. Like if a picture was, they would slant the picture a little bit, make it crooked, and generals are always sticklers of crooked pictures. And when they go to straighten the picture, it would blow up. Good day to you. Thank you for coming by. We have brief contact or a brief interaction. And people, see ya. Thank you for coming by. Skittle Eater. I guess we think of fun stuff to talk about. Maybe something will come of this. Maybe this will be my job. I need a job. My job will be chatting with people. Chatting with people in advertising. Be sure to check out my website, Kingdom of Pets. It's in the description. Kingdom of Pets sounds interesting. Just the title is interesting. So I've been here for an hour so far. I have a feeling I'll be surprised today. I have a feeling that maybe someone will surprise me today. I'll be talking to somebody who I haven't talked to for a while. Like living life as a fairy. That's the handle. What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is make a video and post it on my community page. When you go to my channel, click on community, and I think another person can post a video. Just create a video saying, "Hi Ed, I'm somebody from the Netherlands, or somebody from Denmark, somebody from Morocco, and this is what I look like." Do like call it a "this is what I look like" video. While I pick through my peanuts. I think that's what I'll do tomorrow. Go to the grocery store. Tonight I think I'll have chili cheese fries, but I'll go to the grocery store and I'll pick up another box of snacks. There's just some kind of psychological effect when I look at this tree right outside my window and I watch it blowing in the wind. It's still a small tree. It's about the same height as the building I'm in. And it's just blowing in the wind, blowing in the breeze. Well, you know what? I do appreciate the people who chat with me, even if it's for a short while. Even if you don't have time to hang out at Eddie's Fun House. And my mother has returned. Which means it's almost time for dinner. Maybe you could try out my chili cheese fries recipe. Just get some crinkle cut fries, bake them in the oven at the temperature and time, and then get you some Hormel chili with no beans. bake the fries, and then add your microwaved Hormel chili. I get the smaller can of chili with no beans, and then I put the chili on the French fries, and then I sprinkle the chili cheese fries with cheese, so you have chili cheese fries, and then the beverage of your choice. And remember, buy in bulk. Like Sam's Club. Here in the U.S. there's a place called Sam's Club. And not just Sam's Club. Costco. So here we are. I'm sitting in semi-darkness. You can see the light behind me changing shape as we trek through the day. The ending of the day, I guess. It's 4 o'clock, I think. 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you meet at this time, we can hang out for a while. We can hang out and chat. Just like a brother. Just like a friend you haven't seen in a while. You talk about animals. Talk about torture. And how happy we are not to be tortured. Wondering how many heartbeats we are away from our final day. I ponder that sometimes. You know, how many more times? Because our hearts don't beat forever. And I think that's a concept a lot of people have trouble grasping. When we look out the window at a tree blowing in the breeze, we watch our dog play near the water, or even in the water. And I don't think we give that a thought. Like, your heart can only beat so many times. And once your heart stops beating, then your life is over. Your life is completed. I don't know why I'm thinking about that all of a sudden, but it's a thought that crossed my mind. You know, how life, it starts, life begins when you're removed from your mother. You know, some people are removed from their mother through the birth canal. Some people are removed from their mother by way of cesarean section. I was a cesarean section. I wasn't a natural birth. So I was not a natural birth. I was an unnatural birth. Wow, that's even more. I'm trying so hard to get lighting in here. The sun is changing positions in the sky. So I have to... Maybe if I had a mirror reflecting light onto my face, because I do have this light above me. One of the bulbs are burned out, and I do need a masseuse. I do not know why my muscles are so tense right now. They say you you store your tension in your neck, in your shoulders, and I'm under, yeah. So yes, I guess this is a good use of time. If there's nothing else to do, nothing else you can do, you just do a live stream. This is my end of the day thing, you know. And at the end of the day, after I've made a few videos, after I've made a few shorts, because that's how you get paid in YouTube. You get a certain amount of views, and maybe this will all pay off. All these shorts that I've made, all of these shorts that I've made, that's a little better, I guess. Getting some kind of light from the, I'm trying so hard to make it so my face isn't in the dark, because I'm indoors right now, and we have the light coming through the window is canceling out the light above my head. And trying not to let myself get too upset about it. I'm thinking about putting the chair on the other end, because I have some space here. If I put the table over there, I will have the wall to my back. It's just a white wall. That I could probably put down and put up and take down the table. I have a folding table that I'm using to sit in front of. I think I just need to pray right now. Pray for my life to get better. I need prayer for my businesses. I need prayer for my businesses that I'll start making money by way of my businesses. And faith, prayer and faith, that these businesses or these things that I'm trying to do will start to pay off. Because I've been putting a lot of effort but making no money. And I think, let's see, I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting with light. I am playing with light today. Guess that's, if I move closer, I still look like I'm sitting in the dark, because I get that light is bouncing off the wall here, and I'm limited. My space is limited. Let me try something here. If I'm sitting like this, that's a lot better. That's a whole lot better. And if I were to take this table, face it to that window, it might work better. And I can sit in front of the open window. And you can see my trim. The trim is coming off the wall. That's one thing I'd love to do to this house, is renovate. I would like to renovate. So that's what I could probably do, is if this table isn't too wide, I'm going to try something here. If I'm sitting like this, if I'm back here like this, it's a lot brighter. And I got to get a nail gun. My brother has a nail gun. This house has been settling, and it's causing that trim to pop off. And what I need is a staple. And what I need is a more sound haircut. I'm trying so hard to look presentable for the people there. So we can chat. I'm so glad that my friend from the Netherlands was able to join me today. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to play. I'm experimenting with light. So if I put the chair here, I take this. Let's see how this works. If I were to barricade myself. That is a lot better. That is a lot better lighting. And I can sit here. I have my back against the door, and so that's a lot more lighting, that's for sure. And so this could work, I guess, for now, until I do a lot of arranging, a lot more arranging. And I'm working with what I have. Gee whiz. There. This is what I have right now. I feel like Milton. You ever seen Office Space? Milton? Yeah. I want you to push your desk over against that wall. So there's limited room in here, limited space. This is slow motion, I guess. There we go. When it makes that sound, it's getting power. So it's been 1 hour and 21 minutes. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to wear different shirts each day. I had a running joke where I would wear the same shirt just to see who would notice, just to see who would. That's a little better, but you know what? There's a door. There's a door behind me. And the lighting is a lot better. But I could turn this off maybe, and it doesn't affect the lighting. It's a little dark, but not too dark. And I guess I just need a smaller table. I could probably bring in the round table that I use outside. I could fold up this table. I could do my streams using natural light. This is natural light right now. So we'll just see how it happens, how it goes. Because I could do a little more arranging in here. A little more arranging. Scoot this table towards that shelf. So anyway, I'm running out of options here. I'm trying not to get down. Try not to let myself get down because I do want to chat with people. This is an avenue, a way that I can do that. That's what I'll do for a couple of more minutes just to see if someone will join me. Join me with the Rizzer of Oz. Do I have Riz? I'm sorry I don't have much to offer. I would like to start having some guests. You know, some people to sit here with me and I can interview guests. But this is the starting phase. This is the starting. I've never had a live stream that I can work with. So this is basically my public access, my time to shine. I'm trying so hard to come up with comedy. You know, I'm doing comedy on my platform, my YouTube platform, I guess is what they call it. It's a YouTube avenue. So that's what I can do is after the stream I can start arranging, coming up with ideas, because I need a wall to hang my YouTube plaque, to hang my YouTube plaque on. and trying to figure out neat ways that I can arrange this room, because the lighting is good right here. This is all natural lighting until the sun sets, and I'll have the natural lighting. I can open up that window, or open the blinds like I have now. That will work. Also, there is a donation. There's a donation link. What blows my mind is there's only 3 people have donated. Only 3 people so far have donated to this channel. And the donations will be much appreciated. Donate what you can, because it will probably add up pretty fast. And I'll have more to work with. It'll be like a trade-off, an exchange. Then maybe I'll get some faster Wi-Fi, because I notice there's a delay. There's a delay when I notice how I talk, and then my face follows up with my voice. So there's a person watching, it looks like. Possibly 2 people. There we go, there's 2. So please say hi. I'm sitting here wondering if I'm just talking to when this live stream ends. I'll be talking to the person who is rewatching this. This show was filmed before a live studio audience. Now that I have this plugged into the wall, I don't have to worry about the battery. I don't have to worry about my battery running out. I can just have it plugged in, and I could probably do a telethon. So how are you? I see a 1 up there. Maybe we can talk about things. I've been called the Rizzer of Oz. Trying to think of other nicknames. My name is Eddie. This is Eddie's Fun House. And I do the best I can because I'm starting off working with all I have to work with to make this a fun show. And this is a Q&A. We can pass time by having a question and answer episodes, I guess, or I keep calling them episodes. During this stream, you can watch me get real nervous and wonder what else to say. I'm a pretty good conversationalist, I guess. People say I'm a good listener, but this is a way I can listen when you put something in the chat. So we'll see. Try not to judge me yet, because this is what I'm starting out with. You can watch the evolution of this show. I one day would like to turn this into a studio. Turn this room into a studio. Have chairs. So it could be like a full-fledged podcast or a full-fledged stream. And have this go on into the night. Because it's fun just listening to people talk, listening to people tell stories. Some of them are like stories about Batman and Robin. Ever watch the Adam West and Burt Ward when they were Batman and Robin? There were a lot of funny stories about them. Adam West was on Family Guy. I think he played the mayor. So, I guess pray for this show. It's the Pray for This Show show. Pray that I'll, because I know my time on this earth isn't over yet. I still have time on this earth. So this time that I have on this earth, I want to make it fun. I want to make it exciting. Most of the life I've had most of my life, I've had jobs I dread. I've had jobs that I just had to have. I had to have a job. They're the right now jobs because I needed a job right now. And maybe what I could do is start telling my life story. There we go. Let's stop that call. Somebody watched me for a short time there. They probably laughed. I don't know. I got 2 likes. So this is an hour and 30 minutes. I only got 1 view on my last stream. So I guess you could leave comments. In the comments, if you have any questions for me, I guess anything goes. All I can do is refuse to answer. If it's too close to home, I can just refuse to answer the question. I hope I'm entertaining. That's what I just hope I'm entertaining. I hope people will find this show entertaining. Because I guess everybody's a wannabe until they are. Fake it until you make it. So if you like to support this show, I guess I can say this show is listener supported. This show is donor supported. So because right now my channel, I don't have enough subscribers yet. I don't have enough subscribers yet, so I have to do something, because I do want to I want to be like a full-time content creator, and I can come up with other content. I'm trying to show videos on my community page. You could tell I really want to do this. It's on my community page. There are videos that I found that I think would be worth watching. So go to my community page. When you come to my channel, click on community, and there is a long list of videos that I think you'll find interesting. There also is a commercial that I made that I'll talk about on my adult version, because I do an adult version, because I don't want to mix the kiddies in with adult stuff. That's frowned upon. So, and jokes. I want to share some jokes with me. Just if you want me to tell a joke, or if you want to share a joke. Yeah, if you want to share a joke, put it in the comments. Because sometimes that'd be a good thing for passing the time away. Just share a joke in the comments. And if I can memorize the joke, I can share it. I can write, give you credit. If I like the joke, then I'll give you credit for sharing the joke with me. And so things are going to happen. I just have to keep working this. I guess that's been a big part of my life, is trying to make something happen. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make something happen. That something is Eddie's Fun House. And on Eddie's Fun House, maybe I could do some man on the streets kind of stuff. Interview people who are extraordinary. People who are not ordinary, extraordinary, strange, bizarre. So yeah, you can tell I'm winging it. I'm winging it right now. There's something that's pushing me, some unseen force that's pushing me to uh, to do this show, because I know some people do pop into the show and they do chat with me, and so while you're watching this show, while you're watching this stream, you can watch what other people are are saying. You can watch what they're chatting or what they are putting in the chats. If I can say it right the first time, the sun is starting to set. It's gradually going down, so I'll have to say goodbye. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da-dee-da. I think that's how I'll end the song. I was going to do it with the Orphan Annie song, but I think I remember all the words to Happy Trails. I think that's what Roy Rogers and Gene Autry would sing Happy Trails. And then there was the Mickey Mouse song. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. M-I-C, see you real soon. But I don't want to violate copyright. So I probably could get in trouble for singing the Mickey Mouse song. Until then, thank you to those who have joined me for my live stream. And I'll try to hang on to hope. Have a great day.